Welcome everyone to Anime After Shows, the show we do high quality after shows of your favorite animes. Today we are doing Digimon Adventure 2020, episode 6. Today is my regular co-host, who also do the pre-care after show and who does cool anime videos mainly on pre-care. Welcome, Adam. How are you doing today, man? I can't hear you, man.
Doing good.
Yeah, you might want to like unmute your mic, but I can hear you now.
My
So,
mic, my mic's not mute.
oh,
I just don't want these videos, these podcasts don't end up often getting a little too loud, so I don't want to turn it up all the way like I usually do.
yeah, my bad. I'm not good when it comes to the whole like audio mixing thing. So
Hmm.
and since we are doing it through Discord, less control and stuff. If we were doing this in like a studio and had like fancy audio mixers and everyone had their own direct audio line and stuff, but we don't really have that. So okay, we have some. Do we have housekeeping stuff? Uh, one, the audio is actually working now. So
Okay,
at least I
good.
hope it is. And two, I actually hit the record button, so
Yeah.
so that's good. But we still have not. I don't know if you're watching, but so like a third co-host couldn't like join it. At least, I mean, he can still come. We can sneak in real quick, but he just typed in the YouTube chat, which I find hilarious. But but if you want to be sneaking drills, you can. Okay, but just let me know. Did you? But yeah, we don't quite have drills today, but we might try and get him midway. So it's just gonna be me and Adam. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we have not gotten approved by like Apple iTunes. From my experience, like iTunes is always the podcast platform that takes the longest. They
Mm.
they probably have a stricter policy, maybe. I don't know, because I heard, because I have a lot of like indie dev friends, like iPads and iPhones, like Apple products are the hardest to get approved for. So,
Yeah.
but we shall see. But we are here talking about uh Digimon Adventure 2020, episode 6. So we're gonna start with our pros and then our cons and general question and open up to questions from the YouTube chat and stuff. So do you want to go first with your pros,
Sure.
Adam? Okay.
Sure.
So what did you like about the episode?
For the most part, I am liking Mimi's personality in this 2020 incarnation. She's fairly close to the original with her being a spaz, and they also snuck in the Queen Mimi stuff surprisingly early, which was a thing in the original series, and they didn't make her a total brat like they did in the original when she became Queen Mimi. That was fun. The oh, some of the fights in the latter half of the episode were great, well animated and everything. Uh, Former half of the episode, I'll talk more about it a bit, but otherwise, yeah, good. The fights, especially with Greymon versus Ogremon, was my favorite one this week.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good fight. I like that.
And I did like how they also brought in the time difference plot point that much earlier into this series didn't.
Yeah, because if I remember the original, they didn't address it until they returned back to the
until
human world.
until briefly returned to the
Yeah,
human world.
they briefly mentioned it, but they really didn't explore it until like all of them returned.
Yeah. until they were making their way back to the human world, and Tai briefly went back to the human world after the defeat of Amon. This one, they got it out of the way and just showed it in a kind of clever way, though at the same time, I have a few questions about how the Digivices can just adjust the time differences, but that's a discussion for later. Other than that, yeah, good, better episode than the previous ones. Though I still have some of my regular complaints with it, but yeah, I liked it.
Cool. Okay, so for me, I really like how it opens up with like Mimi catching the like gang.
Mhm.
You know, I like that. And so one of our concerns we talked about last week is Mimi not being spoiled, that they were gonna skip that and she was gonna just be this coping killing mature person too soon. But when
she was kind of super caring and everything, even though this is her intro episode, and
yeah.
She's still a little bit of a brat, to be fair.
Yeah, but when they brought that Mimi's Kingdom, I was like, oh, okay, she's still a brat, so that made me like really happy, and I love I love how like Palamon's pretty much like Mimi's butler. I love that joke. I don't think I don't know if that was ever a thing in the original. I can't remember.
And the Queen Mimi episode, she kind of became her servant, but just for that one episode.
Okay. Yeah, it's been like a while since I've seen the like original like series, so. But I like the whole defending the kingdom plot. It really takes me back to classic Digimon Adventure days with just these like kids exploring this world, having adventures. Hence calling it Digimon Adventures. So it really like brought back that nostalgia for me. So I really like that. Though as we're watching more episodes, I'm wondering if having the nostalgia for Digimon Adventure, if it's a curse or not. So, but to kind of so like you said, I thought the fight was pretty cool. I like how Palmon got like injured and the like effect they put on her. That like digitized effect, and it almost looked like she was gonna get deleted. I thought that was like super cool and looked cool. So I'm glad.
It was a nice effect.
Yes. So I liked how that, and I like the Palmon Digivolution scene with a butt, and we'll get to the butt when we get to the cons. So I really like that, but we'll talk a bit more about when we get to the cons. But yeah, that was a nice scene, and when she became like Togmon, um, I love that knockout punch. Like that knockout punch, that was cool. Cause it's been years since I've seen like Palmon fight. Though I still a little bit in the Digimon try, but we won't talk about those. But
she barely fought as Togimon, as I recall.
Yeah, I think only in the first movie. I think
the champions kind of got the everything aside from the megas in Digimon Tri got the short end of the stick.
Which I get, like it was the first time seeing Mega for once for a lot of those Digimon, but another thing I really liked about this episode was like Ogamon scream at the end.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was like a great scream, and I like how Mimi slowly growing. So, do you have any thing you want to say about my pros? Anything you want to add or? ask questions about?
Not really.
Okay, so let's get onto our cons then.
Yeah.
So, what didn't you like about the episode?
Well, as I just said, I liked the animation in the latter half of the episode when the fighting was starting. In the former half of it, I thought I was watching the original series again because of the animation, because it was kind of bad.
I mean, maybe that's the point. That they would want to feel like the original.
Yeah, but even then, in the previous episodes, they did look like the original, but at the same time, they had uh, smooth, fluid animation. Here, the animation was not only kind of rough, they also used a lot of shortcuts, like here's a fun drinking game. Take a shot every time there was like a bird's eye view, or the characters were super far away, so you don't have to animate as much. If you just have like the characters being this far away, you don't need to really animate that much.
Yeah, I didn't notice that there were a lot of like kind of zoomed
Bird's eye
out.
views, zoom out and bird's eye views throughout in this episode. That's just lazy, really.
Yeah, I mean, like I've explained before, I'm not good at picking up stuff about like animation and stuff, So
But I thought that was pretty obvious. If there's that many different like zoom outs and bird's eye views, then it's just not that look good to look at, and it just feels like they're not even trying. So yeah, the animation wasn't the greatest, and there's still I think this show, and I'm still not a huge fan of the pacing of the show either.
oh yeah, I mean, they're trying. I don't know, like.
But they're forcing the relationships with their partners way too much. Like literally for this one, the whole backstory of Palmon was told in a little flashback right before she digivolved into Togemon.
Wait, there was a flashback to
when Mimi was talking with Palmon as she looked like she was about to be deleted. They had a really brief flashback saying, "Oh, we had such good times together," and I'm like, "Yeah, times that we didn't see." You just kind of skipping all that.
Did they actually like flash back to it? Because I don't remember.
Yes, they did. That's how forgettable it was. You can't even remember.
I don't even remember that.
It's that bad.
Yeah, like I totally missed that.
Like, if you can't even remember it, then that just tells you how little they're really putting that much effort into building the relationships between the partners and the Digidestined. Like, tomorrow we're going to do Healing Good, and they did a great job. And spoilers, but they did a great job with the partners in Healing Good Precure. Compare that to this, where they're like, "Oh, we've had such good times together." What good times? Can we get that, or are we just gonna skip to the cool Digivolution?
Actually, you do make an interesting point, because the mascots on Precure, you can kind of like compare them to the Digimon in this, and I do think that shows that they do a way better job at developing those relationships.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's almost night and day.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only one we've really gotten is Agumon, and that's because he's the main character's Digimon. But everyone else so far, maybe Piyomon a little, but
yeah, if we're not calling like Tai and Agumon, I think the better one has been Sora and Biomon, but that's not like saying a whole lot. It's just the least worst ones,
Yeah, exactly. So. And Mimi here was, again, we just, as you said, she was kind of more of a servant, a partner for much of this episode, and which is fine, but we need to it'd be nice if we could actually see them that's like growing as partners. That's why the first episode of the original series worked so well, because they all had at least a little time to spend with their in training forms before they digivolved into the rookie forms in the original series.
Yeah. Do you think part of the problem is that we're introducing characters episode by episode versus the original, like all the main cast were already introduced in the first episode.
In the original series. I know we shouldn't compare this much, but in the original series, the characterization was spread out across all of the episodes. here they're trying to do focus on one Digimon at a time, and yet it's not really working on that well because they also really want to introduce the Digivolutions.
Yeah, I think it would be better if like these intro episodes would have just focus on the two, like this episode. Don't focus on Tai or so just focus on Mimi and Palmon. You know.
Yeah, because while some of the fights were cool in this one, the fight with like the Tuskmon wasn't necessary when you really think about it. Like we could focus more on it. Like we didn't have to cut so much to Greymon versus the Tuskmon. We could just have focused on Palmon and Mimi more and get more actual development.
Like I don't even think like Palmon and Mimi had to even meet the rest of the group this episode. Just have like a self-contained episode with Mimi and Palmon, and maybe they meet the group at the end.
Yeah.
You know.
But they have to. I guess they just really want to bank on that nostalgia by having everyone together. And you remember their relation. And don't you remember the relationships back in the original series?
They were good. I
mean, we remember them, but not for the new viewers. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, like I want to tell Bree to go to watch the show, but I can't recommend it. And isn't that sad? As a Digimon fan, I can't recommend a Digimon show.
I'm still watching it, but it's just like, guys, you need to figure out your pacing a little better and actually introduce these characters and not take so many shortcuts with like the introductions and all that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if Jules is right. What if this is only going to be like 26 episodes? Or something like way shorter than like 50 episodes, and maybe that's why they're rushing through this all.
Maybe.
I hope not. But
maybe they're just gonna focus on the Devilmon arc, and then maybe maybe skip to the Myotismon arc. Or heck, maybe they'll just skip to the Dark Masters by episode 27.
Oh, they better not skip. Like if they skip Myotismon, like how are they gonna do? I'm trying to not spoil the original, but it's kind of hard to talk about Kari's.
Well, yeah, the Sixth Ranger. Let's say that.
Yeah, let's just say if they don't do the Myotismon, it makes the Sixth Ranger character. Though it does seem like they're doing something different with the story. At least that's what they've been hinting, but I don't know.
Well, so far it seems like they're sticking with the Devilmon arc for the most part, with Ogremon being one of the main generals, and of course we saw Devilmon in the last episode.
Yeah. Well, but they are trying to go to that place to find the angels, so I do like feel like that's how the reworking stuff. So, but
yeah.
Are there any more cons you want to talk
about? Nothing really. I just wish the pacing was a little better. Wish the animation was a little better. One more positive that I didn't bring up was that they also worked in a little bit of Mimi's grandfather a little bit more, who we never saw in the original series, as I recall.
Did we? I can't.
Yes, there was a brief scene.
No. I'm talking about the original. Did we?
Yeah, I don't think we ever saw Mimi's grandfather. Just her ditzy ass parents.
Oh yeah, we saw their parents.
We're just forgettable ditzy weirdos.
Yeah. So that is kind of neat. Maybe they're gonna delve more into Mimi's like personal life. How she
which would be nice. Which would be nice because her parents in the original series were just kind of stupid, honestly.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be a nice direction and give her a little bit more development. Again, I think as characters, these guys are fine. It's just that their relationships aren't all that great because they haven't really delved into them all that much.
I mean, they are just introduction episodes. Maybe as the series progresses, we will get those backstories. At least I hope. But with the way the things are going, it doesn't look promising.
Yeah, we technically did get Mimi's backstory. You just don't remember it because it was so short and it was just like such a short little flashback.
That's how they're gonna treat the rest of the backstories. I'm not looking forward to that.
Mhm.
So is that all your cons?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's my go ahead. So so I do kind of mention that I feel like I probably should have more cons, but I feel like I'm at the point where I don't care. I don't know, maybe given up and just accepted that this show just isn't gonna give me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't quite let it bother me. So like I'm just like, okay, whatever. You're gonna do that, fine. I can't do anything about it. So first thing is, are you finding the plot kind of confusing in a way? Like I feel like you're just throwing out words. Do you feel that, or is it just me?
The plot, like the overarching plot, of them trying to get to the Holy Land, the Holy Digimon.
I guess it's the story and things that are going on in general. Like when they were having a conversation with like Izumi, he was talking about things, and I don't know. I felt like he was just tossing words out, just toss words out.
Yeah. Yeah, like the stuff about the time travel. Or not the time travel, the time delay.
Yeah, that was the thing in particular. Are you feeling that? Or is
Yeah,
it?
it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Plus, with the time delay, so the Digivices can adjust for the time delay. So, uh, that would mean like if they were in the human world, they can get the they would be from our perspective, they would be talking like super fast, and from the human world, they would be talking really slow, like we saw in the episode. So, how does the Digivice like translate people who are going at a much slower speed?
Ain't Google Translate? That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, magic, I guess.
I mean,
Like if you're talking slower, then you can't. It's gonna take a while to like get those words out. Like if you have like if it's not about it's that's like almost time travel when you're trying to fix the time delay in that case.
oh, could you imagine if the show introduces time travel?
It better not.
Yeah, my head is hurting just from like thinking about that. Oh my god, like, oh okay.
Well, that aside, yeah, I think I get what you mean. Like, there's way too much going on right now with like them panicking over the
Yeah,
power outages in Tokyo. Like, they only have
yeah,
72 hours or
because
all that.
because I feel like the knowledge isn't like really registering in my brain. I'm just like, okay, that's happening. Okay, that's happening. Okay, what else is happening?
And
Okay.
you missed out on that flashback, so maybe that's the problem. There's like too much crap going on all at once.
Oh, so Drill's, because he's in the chat, he made a comment that he said Izumi said that the Digivice was accounting for that time difference. How does that count? I have no clue. LOL.
Yeah, again, it's like if you're talking from the human world, you are actually moving slower than people in the digital world, then how can you like hear what they're saying and not have to like wait several minutes before it's fully loaded?
Yeah. But like, because the Digidesks are not the only ones that can pretty much communicate between the worlds. So maybe the Digivice allows the brains to function and process things differently.
But the stuff isn't coming. I'm just saying, like if you're talking and it's slower than, and if it's slower in the human world, then that means that the work, like them saying a sentence, isn't going. It's going to take several min, like a single sentence from from the human world is going to take several minutes to reach the digital world. Is
I don't know. Maybe they have a premium data plan.
sure, whatever.
No, I'm trying to make
It's
sense.
just not. This wasn't a thing in the original series because they didn't really have communications between the digital world and the human world. So
I mean,
throwing this in just kind of adds a little more confusing layer to it.
I mean,
It's problematic world building.
I mean, it's a cool concept. It just needs like fine tuning. It's a cool concept. Wait, but in Digimon Adventure 02, weren't they able to like communicate between worlds with like the?
Yes, because at the end of the original Digimon Adventure, the timelines had synced.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I remember that now.
They actually said that at the end of the series, the digital world and real world times had synced by the end.
Okay. Like
So that became a non-issue afterwards.
Okay, like I said, it's been a while. So,
mm-hmm.
But to kind of get back to my cons, yeah, just tossing information out, and I guess this isn't a con anymore, but it still kind of is a con because I forgot about it. I wrote down. I wish we would have gotten a Mimi flashback. So apparently,
yeah, we did.
Apparently, we did. But so I think the con would be that flashback is just forgettable. Then if I like missed it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so one thing I wish we would have gotten an answer for is how long Mimi has been in the digital world. They kind of like hinted that she's been in the world slightly longer, but I wish they would have said like how much.
Yeah.
You know, maybe gotten a flashback about her in the human world before she got teleported.
That'd be nice. I think we saw. Did we see her in an earlier episode in the human world? I think.
I mean, I don't remember.
Maybe not. I think we only really saw Joe in a previous episode.
I mean, if we did, it was probably just a slight like little cameo kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they like what would have been a great opener for this episode was seeing how Mimi gets teleported to the digital world, you know, and stuff. Oh, and another thing I kind of want to mention, I'm kind of starting to agree with you guys about the whole narration thing. It does feel a tad bit long.
Yep.
The other two episodes, it kind of makes sense. We did have like a long break, so kind of had to keep refreshing our mind. But now I just feel like it. Like maybe if they could cut like 5 to 10 seconds, you know, at least.
Or maybe just like get rid of that that little buffer at the very beginning of the episode where they have just like give previews of what's going to happen in the episode itself.
Yeah. So, but by the way, who is that narrator voice? Who's doing the narration? It sounds familiar.
I'll look that up.
Okay.
You have anything else to say about your cons?
So
like, I think I know it. I think I might know. It's just on the tip of my tongue.
So Mimi does not seem as spoiled as she did in the original series. I know we keep comparing it to the original, but I mean it's a reboot. You're gonna compare. I don't think there's anything wrong with comparing. You know, it makes for good conversation, in my opinion. But do you feel that?
It does give us a baseline. Also, that narrator was Masako Nozawa, the voice actress of Goku.
Okay. Has she voiced in any the Digimon stuff before?
Guillamon.
Who?
Guillamon.
Oh, okay. Isn't it Gilmon? I've always pronounced it Gilmon.
Wait. Guilmon, so Gilumon. That's how I say it.
Okay.
She voiced Guillamon, and yes.
Yeah. So another con, and this is a con that I hope it doesn't keep repeating itself. Like they need to kind of solve this issue. We saw very little Izumi. Like I'm tired of him just being separate from the group and being
Mr. Exposition.
Well, I don't mind. He's smart. He's gonna be the exposition guy. But I'm just tired of him being in a nickel goal. Have him get to the digital war array and meet up with the group. Like
Hmm.
I'm tired of that. Okay.
Like it feels like he's been in the internet for like for about as long as a modern kid these days.
Yeah, like I don't get the point of him not being with the group. Well, like the first couple, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But I feel like he should be with the group now.
Mm, yeah,
But watch, he's not gonna join the group next week. I feel like he's gonna be the last one to join the group.
maybe.
Please, guys, get him to join the group. I'm not asking for a whole lot here. At least I don't think I am.
I almost
But
think like makes you almost think like the writers just don't like he's like him and Tentalman all that much.
I don't get why. Like, aren't they like very popular characters within the fandom?
They are, and yet they've been so separated, and we haven't really got any backstory for them, and it's just been like,
Yeah,
eh.
I'm still upset they didn't flashback to how Izumi and Tentamon meet. I'm hoping they're saving that for maybe uh Tentamon's like ultimate Digivolution.
Maybe, and yeah, wonder if they're even going to cover his backstory about him being between him and his parents.
Oh yeah, yeah. I won't.
Not to spoil it
Yeah,
yet,
yeah. I know.
but it's such a good but it's such a good story too that
Yeah,
I hope
it is.
they do work it in.
Like, I feel like they're not gonna with like how they've been treating stuff in the show. Like, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but like, I want them to cover it. But like, I don't know. I guess it depends how they handle the future arcs and if they're gonna have a like big important arc for the human war. If
Hmm.
if not, then I don't see them doing it. But oh,
They better do it. Jesus.
oh yeah, or else like the using me fangirls and fanboys are gonna be all over your backs, toy. But yeah, look to know like Izumi like just makes me like I want to love this show. I don't hate the show. I
Mhm.
don't love it. I guess man, I don't know. I'm at this point. I'm just like I'm just
We can see that it has all the tools there. It's just like the plot so far has been kind of all over the place.
yeah, and it sucks because it kind of breaks my heart too. I love Digimon. Like even the nice popular like shows like Frontier and Savers. You know.
And those shows are fine on their own. It's this show that's really relying almost too much on nostalgia,
Yeah,
which was also a problem of Saver of what was it Cross Wars second half.
I don't know what you're talking about. That does not exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm. Okay,
Sorry, I'm.
but yeah, right. The point is nostalgia kind of kills.
Yeah, and that's what I've been thinking about. Is like my attachment to the original series and Digimon as a whole. Is that what's holding me back from enjoying this?
I think it's not it's only a problem because they're also kind of making a problem because they're relying on people who have seen the original series to like be able to enjoy this even without the proper context for a new series. Like this episode, we already know that how close Palma and Mimi are, but they're not really giving them the 2020 versions as much attention. They're just like,
Yeah,
you remember how close these guys were, so why bother giving them that much time or
yeah,
a meaningful flashback?
yeah. If you've never like seen the original, you wouldn't care. You'd be like, you know, and like I said, I really want to recommend this to Brie, but I don't know. I feel like she'd be the kind of person to just be annoyed at the first couple of episodes and give up, you know. So, but it's so sad because this has the potential to introduce the franchise to new fans because Digimon has kind of been like out of it for a while, you know. Hate to kind of popular compare it to another Mon series, but let's be real, it isn't as popular as Pokemon, and you know, like this reboot, while it wouldn't make it, you know, as popular or even more popular than Pokemon, it would. I think it had the potential to like boost Digimon's popularity. So
Yeah, I think another thing is that Pokemon, even if you haven't like seen any of the previous series, some you can I haven't watched Pokemon in a long time, but
yeah,
I think I could probably watch like say Ultra Sun and I'd be okay with it because it's still good on its own as a standalone.
yeah, and
And this is
this,
this is not a strong standalone. You kind of need to have like a little bit of knowledge of the previous series in order to
yeah,
appreciate even a little bit of
and
it.
that hasn't been the case with some exceptions. Like you could watch like Tamers or Frontier or like Data Squad, fine on their own, you know.
Even Zero Two a little bit, and that's a direct sequel.
Yeah, and Zero 2 does do a good job at introducing things for new players, not new fans.
Mhm.
So, but oh yeah, to kind of get more my cons, like we've been talking about this, I don't feel like a, a whole lot happened. Stuff just sort of happens, you know.
Yeah, it's almost borderline filler with how this felt, and yet it was significant in
Yeah,
that
like how did you make an important character introduction
kind of boring.
episode filler and like, guys, what are you doing? Like, I understand writing and making a show is difficult. I get that, you know, but that doesn't mean I have to like approve and like everything, you know. I'm not. I don't think I've ever been like heated about a show like this before. You
Mhm.
know, I'm usually just saying rainbows, be like, this show is cool. I'm glad. You know, I tend to like most things, but I don't know. This has like stricken a chord in me that
Mhm.
doesn't happen that often. So
Because it's just like it's also kind of repetitive and just like Mimi's episode felt. I think another thing is that this Mimi episode felt a lot like last week's one with Koshiro. Like
you
they
think?
introduce the friend, they introduce the new partner Digimon, have a little adventure. They have like a moment where they get close, they digivolve, win the fight. That's it.
Uh, yeah, and I feel like they're gonna keep repeating this. You know,
Like
because
they introduce the new partner in
yeah,
Digimon, they get close, digivolve, boom, battle, done.
because
Maybe take
that's
maybe
how
fight Okamon again.
that's how next episode looks like, and that kind of brings me to like my final con, and this is gonna be semi spoilers if you haven't seen the preview for next week's episode, but we didn't get a Joe stinger, did we?
Nope.
The only reason we know Joe's gonna be in next week's episode is because of preview, and I found that weird. We got a Mimi stinger, right?
Yeah, and I think Joe only had like a brief cameo at the campsite.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, they think he
But
did.
that's it. He just like was like giving some orders and like telling the kids how to do stuff, and that's it. Not really introduction or anything.
Yeah, it's like I mean, do you think that they should have like given us a Joe Stingo? Oh, do you think it's not gonna matter in the grand scheme of things with how the show's handling like
Well,
characters and stuff?
the Mimi singer didn't really help Mimi this week,
Yeah,
so I think it's relevant at this. I think it's relevant.
yeah. I still would have been nice, and it feels like okay, you're only gonna do a stinger for Mimi. What's the point then?
Mhm.
If you ain't gonna do stingers for the rest of the episodes, what was the point of having that stinger? You know.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are my cons. Oh boy. Like, I don't know if I like or dislike this show. Oh, and we are going into a general overall conversation. So if you guys have questions or comments, type them in the chat. Especially drills. I feel like you probably have some stuff, but yeah, like, how are you feeling about this show right now? Oh, did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. So, I don't have the chats on right now.
No. I said that. How are you feeling about this episode? I mean, not this episode, but the series. How are you feeling with everything?
I'm really still in the middle of the road for it. Like it hasn't done anything that has made me outright hate it, but also just like it's kind of uh, it's kind of dragging for me. It's just like
Yeah, I'm
it's
just.
almost it just feels like just like the same thing almost every week. Just new Digidestined, new partner, big backstory, and Digivolution.
Yeah.
Big, big, big booms, big nice effects, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm just. I guess I'm more frustrated and just disappointed, you know? Because we know, like, Toy is capable of making good shows, you know? Making really amazing shows, you know?
But Digimon just like as of late, especially for the original Adventure, they kind of are going on autopilot for it. It almost feels.
Oh, cosplay interviews. You've been watching the Digimon reboot? I did not know. My friend, cosplay interviews in the chat. He does a cosplay interviews podcast. Go check him out, guys. Sometime. But yeah, like, I'm just disappointed.
Like this is almost autopilot Digimon, you could say.
Autopilot Digimon.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of right. It's kind of like they just created a Digimon like anime generator and clicked run and boom.
Take elements from the original, takes small elements from like the original series, like the Queen Mimi stuff this week, and then our war game in the first few episodes, and
Oh
just
boy,
like
I would.
just like
We could probably make a whole series just talking about Take a Shot, man. We need to get that on a T-shirt. Take a shot, man. Actually, cosplay interviews makes a good point. Do you think this is just a cash grab? Do you think that they don't care if it's good? They just want to make money?
I wouldn't put it past Toei. They made a I wouldn't put it past Toei. They made a weird plushie this week for just to sell it.
Come on, that plushie isn't that bad.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, okay. I'll admit at least has more thought put into it than this show.
Yeah.
And plus that stupid expensive new Digivice that they're going to sell.
Oh my god. Oh, I keep forgetting to make a thing for like the display captures, but I will. Man, let me see if I can like find that real quick. But yeah, they have a Digimon like Adventure like reboot like Digivice. Like, it looks cool. I like the like LEDs on it and stuff, but like
it doesn't look that much more advanced than the original one that came out all the way back in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah,
like for reference, this one I think I bought from an import store like for $60, and it's more advanced and has the card reader and everything.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, the price for that one is just like.
I mean, it looks cool.
Maybe it has more features, but not so much that it should go for that price, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna link it in the chat if you guys want to like take a look. But God damn it, I can't say anything in my own chat. It says I want to log in. Yeah, why does this always happen? Oh, hold on, I was looking at the wrong thing. Give me a second. but yeah, it's like at 98. Yeah, $98 and
So like $100, really.
yeah, plus shipping and stuff. Like it looks cool. I mean, I'll probably just get it just to get it. And plus, I need some Digimon props in the back, but I don't know. Got I like it looks cool, but like it's just nostalgia
Yeah.
baiting, I guess. Like the taking advantage of a nostalgia, and I don't know. I think that's messed up. I know companies do it like all the time. Like I, I don't know. Like I've never seen a Digivice that expensive before.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Tamagotchi, and this one doesn't look like it has anything fancier.
Like I know there was that one that they released for Digimon Tri that was able to play uh was able to play like I think a few different versions of Braveheart.
Yeah, like
It could play songs. It looked cool. It had nice effects. That I that I can kind of understand. Like for cosplay being worth like maybe $80. This one's like 98. So like I can't remember what they went for that one. I think it was like maybe six. Like the Digimon Tri one was like $75, and it was cool. It had like, as I said, just play songs and had nice effects. This one is the Tamagotchi, like this one that I paid like $60 for, and it's probably not as advanced as this one that came out like back in, I don't know, the other 2000s.
yeah, like the like Bible Tamagotchis. I always like the Digimon. I like it. The thing the only one I've actually like owned myself is the Data Squad one, and I've always liked the design of the Data Squad. The Digivice. I like how you just mash your hand on top of it
Yeah,
with the DNA charge, but
yeah. I think that one was. I think I've seen like that one go for 60 to 70.
yeah, well, I got when it first came out at like a Walmart, so
Hmm.
yeah, they're gonna. I mean, yeah, they're definitely probably cash grabbing. But if you're gonna cash grab, like put some effort into it, I guess.
Like release more of the Digivolving Digimon like Agumon they have up there. I think they stopped. Like, I think they not even really. I haven't seen them release any new figures. Just they're going to release that Digivice. It seems.
Yeah, like
Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But yeah,
yeah, like this would be a perfect opportunity. Like even when like as bad as like uh, Super Mega Force was, they released some cool like figures around that time.
yeah,
If I recall, like this is your chance. Like release some classics, figures and stuff. Like I don't know. The show has just started, so maybe the waiting until we get to the correct plot, like episodes and stuff, to release that stuff. But yeah, you know.
hmm
So I kind of want to talk about some. Uh, so do you think TK's gonna join the gang before a certain other character?
probably. I would imagine he would come in with his brother.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like TK's because I still think when they get to that area, because they're looking for the angels, that's where they're going to meet TK and that other character. So
Maybe. Well, yeah, that character who probably won't be the angel just yet.
yeah, but I think it'll be the path to the angel, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Uh, cosplay interviews, like stuff just doesn't happen and stuff isn't going anywhere. And I know we shouldn't get hung up. I think part of the problem is we are comparing it to the original. We should just like watch it on its own. But even on its own, I don't think it's that great, right?
Yeah, it's not a great story on its own. It's just like they're just keep introducing new characters and just like giving them not a lot of backstory, and we're like, okay, is actually we're gonna get our new character? Do I have to take notes for this one or something?
Well, I always take notes, so
Yeah, well.
because
But yeah, like for the new viewers, this must be kind of confusing, like who's who in the show and all that.
yeah, like what we need to do for the show if we can coming forward. We need a like new viewer co-host on this. Like I feel like I want to get like a new viewer like experience perspective on this. Because maybe our problem is we're just hardcore Digimon fans. Maybe I don't know. I haven't talked to any like first time Digimon fans about this. So
Maybe.
yeah, but I doubt it. But I'm curious how first time Digimon fans are enjoying this. So I'm. Okay, so another question I have: do you think once we're done with all this introduction BS stuff, do you think the show will finally pick up and be like really good? Maybe all the problems is just this like introducing character stuff. Do you think once we're past that, things will get better?
Maybe if my the thing I'm holding out hope for is ironically Devimon being a good character, at least a decent villain.
Yeah, can we at least get a good villain?
Like so far we've only gotten Ogremon, and he's always just meant to be a joke unless Leomon's involved.
Yeah, but there's been some good little like Ogremon arcs. If I remember, he had a decent, good relationship with Mimi, right?
Yeah, that was in the latter half. Right now he's just.
Yeah.
Right now he's an okay. This version of Ogremon is fine. He's just kind of a jobber.
Cosplays, and it was like they did a good job by revealing two more new enemy Digimon. Yeah, I guess that's kind of sad when that's like the highlight.
Where they put a lot more focus on the evil Digimon like Tusmon and all that. Like, well, yeah, I actually. All right, so I will admit Ogremon is getting a little more characterization than some of the main characters. At least we can understand his emotions a little better than, say, Sora.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's the thing that we're kind of attached to these characters from the originals, so we're paying
Well,
more,
I think even then, Ogermon's is in general a little bit more of an interesting character, just because he doesn't say anything, he doesn't say much of anything, and yet we get that he's trying his hardest to defeat the Digidestined.
Yeah, I am curious of like what route they're gonna take him, like, and how like Leomon's gonna get involved. It's gonna be interesting to see how like Ogremon develops, and I hope we get some development from Ogremon, because if you ain't gonna develop your main characters, then at least develop some good villains, man.
Yeah. Make Devimon look awesome at least. Because Devimon was also one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of have a soft spot for Edamon. I don't know. I kind of like it. He has that like Elvis kind of vibe. Like he's kind of goofy. He's goofy, but he can be menacing at the same time.
Yes.
I know I'm weird. We all have our favorites and not so favorites, but let's hope they get like.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we just skip to the Dark Masters after this arc. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they do kind of seem like they're hinting at Dark Master stuff with the whole prophecy stuff. But hopefully they save that to the end. I don't know. It all depends like how long this like season is gonna be. Because
Yeah.
Drills think it's gonna be around 26ish. I think it's gonna be around 50. At least I hope. Like the original. I can't remember what you said. How many episodes do you think we're gonna get?
Me? I don't know. It might be like maybe 20, maybe like 30, 26, 30, 38.
I don't know. I feel like that's not enough time to do stuff right. And maybe that's why the speeding through all this introduction stuff. And if that's the case, you should have just had all the characters already be together like in the original.
Yeah, and then we can kind of evenly split up the developments by having them interact with each other so that they can develop together.
Yes. So
like there were several episodes I recall in like the original series where like Joe would work with would work with Koshiro, or of course Ty and Matt got a lot more episodes together than just like where the hell is Matt at this point?
he's well, they are kind of doing the whole lone wolf thing with him. So I feel like even when we see him again, he's gonna not want to work with the others. So he's always had that like lone wolf kind of thing. But cosplay interviews has a question. How do you guys like the voice acting?
It's kind of mixed for me. I like some of the. It's nice. Since I did watch the original Digimon Adventures in Japanese, it's kind of nice to have the nostalgia of the old voice actors, even if they kind of sound a little like they're showing their age a little. But as for like the new voice actors for the Digidestined, they're mostly fine, I'd say. Like Mimi sounded a little off, and Mimi sounded not too off actually, pretty good. Sora sounded off to me.
Oh, I was having a hard time like judging like voice acting and Japanese because I don't like really know the language. Like it could sound really good, but that could be.
Yeah, like sometimes you can sometimes with the Digimon you can tell they're a little raspy because of their age.
So yeah, cosplay interviews to say I was expecting more of a conflict in Mimi's family dynamic, but maybe that is coming. Do you think we're
maybe
gonna get more of that?
Maybe because that's Mimi's family was never really a huge conflict in the original series, other than her just like other than her trying to hide Palma, as I recall.
Yeah.
Otherwise, her parents are kind of, as I said, ditzes, and the grandfather was never there. So it seems like they're trying to do something different, at least with Mimi.
Yeah, I hope we could get like a decent arc with they go back to the human world. We get to see a relationship between the kids and the parents, and how the parents react to the Digimon.
Yeah.
Freeman makes an interesting point. Japanese voice actors don't quit. That's right. They go into depth and they're not trying to mean, but they have that kind of work ethic. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like a lot of like Japanese voice actors are like dedicated to the roles.
Yeah, they are. Some just like go in and out of voice acting, I think.
And I agree, but that is very
admirable. I know that the voice actor for Nagisa Cure Black of Precure only really comes back to voice acting whenever there's when there's more stuff for Cure Black or Nagisa. She doesn't really do much of anything else these days.
Even that's the dedication. Like I've always been amazed how like Toei, even for the live action like Super Sentai stuff, I'm amazed how they're able to get actors from previous from the previous seasons.
Money.
Oh yeah, they probably. I don't get how they have more money than Power Rangers, but Power Rangers is kind of developed on the cheap, I guess.
Develop on the cheap, plus they're kind of idiots with their invitations.
Oh my.
Like the Super Mega Force said.
Yeah, like one, they wait until the last minute.
And two, they send like really stupid letters to like.
Well, not just that. Two, they can't like afford and don't really want to, pay people. I guess, and some of the people who did got sent were only there to literally say one or two words.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna fly people out and not make use of them. Good job, Saban. So sorry.
But yeah, the voice actors for the Digimon, I'd say, are okay, just kind of showing their age a little.
So
the new actors for the Digidestined are a little green, I'd say.
What do you mean by green?
Like, still not inexperienced, is what I mean.
I mean, so first but if you are dedicated to the craft, you're willing to dish out more money. I mean, you would hope because the actor is talented, the company would be willing to invest more and get more money. But I feel
yeah, those veteran voice actors can demand much bigger paychecks than the newbies.
Yeah.
Hence why I think they only went like with the Digimon coming back and not the original Digidestined.
But yeah, but like for me, like I said, since I don't like really understand Japanese, it's hard for me to like rate the voice because I could say a voice sounds great, but that could be due to me not understanding the language and understanding the like context of said language. It just sounds cool and awesome because I don't understand it. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Well, so we're probably gonna wrap this up. But if anyone has any more questions, let us know. But so let's talk about next week. We see Joe. What are your hopes for next week's episode, Adam?
If anything else at this point, I just hope that, like, this week they at least got Mimi's personality not bad, so I hope they do the same for Joe at least. I'm not gonna expect great backstory at this point, but then again, Joe wasn't really that much strong on his backstory. Yeah, I wouldn't actually expect that much. I just hope that Joe is kind of the same kind of spaz character he was. I hope Gomamon is fun because everyone loves Gomamon.
Oh yeah, who does? Come on, he's so cute. He's a tweet.
The best part about him and Joe were just their contrasting personalities, so I hope they work that in. Like, all the other Digidestined can work well with their partners because they're kind of close in personality. Gomamon and Joe are like polar opposites.
Yeah, like if I recall, like Gomamon was always like pushing Joe, and it creates some tension and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope they get their relationship all right. If not, at this point, I'm not expecting backstory, but at least make the two of them entertain together. That's all I have to say.
Okay, well, I'm expecting backstory. I know I ain't gonna get it, but I want it. I demand it, man. I mean, I don't think I'm asking for a whole lot.
But is there really that much to Joe's backstory?
Okay. I'm not expecting backstory. Let me rephrase that. I'm expecting relationship between Joe and Gomamon. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what they could do because
show us a bond. Show us a relationship. Give us a reason to get the Digivolution. Because Gomamon's gonna Digivolve next episode, right?
Yeah, that's been the pattern, as I said. It's make a yeah.
With how things have been going, with how things have been going, that's what's gonna happen. And like, man, like, we're not expecting some Shakespearean relationship or storytelling, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just like show
Something
us,
a little bit beyond fan fiction.
hey, not all fan fiction's bad. Like I actually unironically love that fan fiction, so but like put some effort, like make the Digivolution feel earned. Give us a reason why are these two characters sticking together if they're like polar opposites. Why are they hanging together? Why are they friends? Like, show us that. Don't tell us that. Show us. The writing
Show don't tell. Show don't tell.
Yeah, it's like we're writing 101. I mean, there have been people who have like broken that, but like, I don't know, just yeah. Sorry, it's hard to literate my words and stuff, but I just want like a good series, good show. Like I want stuff to make sense. You know what I want? I want at the end of this to be able to recommend this to Bree. If I can do that, I think I'll feel satisfied. As of right now, I can't recommend this to Bree. And like that's like killing. That's like the biggest thing that's killing me. Like I want to spread the love of the show and like tell people go watch this, go support go support Digimon Adventure 2020.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't do that because it's not bad, but it's not amazing. It's just unless you're a Digimon fan, and even then, though I think it helps if you are versus you're not. But yeah, we just want some good character development and interactions next episode.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so
which Joe at this point, Joe and Gomon might be our best bet just because they're at least polar opposites. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you think that has been the problem that the kids and the Digimon are too similar to each other?
Like so far for the show, that's kind of been the thing. Like some of these characters have been a little. Like I think it's always been the case for some of these pairings that they've been a little too similar. Joe and Gomon have been notoriously polar opposites for the longest time, so that's at least something that they can build off of.
Yeah. If this fails, I think our last hope would probably be Matt.
Matt and Gabumon, who are just at least Gabumon's adorable with Matt.
Yeah. Though if that fails, I mean, there are two other characters, but I don't think they'd help that much.
Nope.
Honestly. Unless they do something crazy. Some crazy plot twist or something like out of this world. Like, but I don't know. I don't have confidence in the writers to do that. I don't know about you.
Not really.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add or tell our viewers before we end?
Nothing really.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week. But if you guys like Pretty, make sure to tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. MSC for a Pretty After Show. But yeah, this has been Anime After Show. We provide high quality after show of your favorite animes. I have been your host, Nanohero. You can follow me at The Real Nanohero and at twitch.tv/Nanohero. Our other hosts for today's episodes has been Adam from Azen Zone. You can check him out at Adam Kiyosaki and at youtube.com/AZENZON. And we usually have another co-host, but he wasn't able to join us. InfiniteDrillWorks. Check him out at Infinite Drills. Anime Aftershows is created, owned, and planned by Nanohero. Once again, you can follow me at The Real Nanohero. Our intro and outro music is done by Xavier Salvador. Make sure you check out our other brands and channels, including the Nano Zini Cafe. More info is in the description. Make sure to also follow us on social media at Anime Aftershows. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring that bell. Also, check out the link below to listen to the audio version. If you're listening on something like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, make sure to follow, subscribe, download, and leave us a rating. If you haven't already, find Anime Aftershows on YouTube.